And would this help or hurt in such an environment, a 70% top tax rate? To hear those espousing it, including a certain congresswoman in New York City, that's just what we need to even things out. To hear my next guest tell it, be careful what you wish for, because it could pay not the kind of dividends you want in spades. He is the Wall Street Journal editorial board member, Bill McGurn, a former speechwriter to President Bush. Very good to have you, Bill.
Thanks, Neil.
She is saying that, this would apply only to income over $10 million. So what's the big deal? The rich would be able and happy to pay it, you say?
Yeah, I say, look, it's absurd economically. No one really believes that it would either bring in more revenues, contribute to a better America. So this is about punishing the rich. I give her credit for this. One, she says what a lot of Democrats feel, but won't put so nakedly, right?
I absolutely agree with you on that.
So I give her credit for that. I also give her credit for years. I've been trying to find out when people say the rich need to pay their fair share, and you ask, well, what is their fair share? Usually the answer is more, and it's never defined. So maybe now we're learning it's 70%.
Yeah, what was the old line? What do you make? Yeah, give us that.
Right.
But let me get your take on it. I mean, there was a day we had a 70% tax rate. A day we had a 90+% tax rate. Very few people paid it. So the answer you'll hear back from a lot of Democrats is that, it's not everyone will pay that, not even all the gazillionaires. So everyone calm down. But I do see a trend that goes beyond that. I hear the House Budget Committee was coming in talking about, raising the corporate tax from 21 to 28%, maybe target the wealthy, not at 70%, but definitely in the mindset of a lot of the people taking over in the House is a push to raise taxes because they are making a lot of promises on spending.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, the spending, right? And the promises on spending, no matter how high it is, you want to go further. You and I live in the People's Republic of New Jersey, Stan, and we know what it's like there. The place is bankrupt. The governor is like looking through the sofa for quarters, like a housewife who's desperate to buy a pack of cigarettes.
The only thing you do in that situation is raise taxes on companies and wealthy people. That should do the trick.
And what you're doing is driving people out. When people talk about the old days, the 70%, it was such a less competitive world then.
Right.
A lot of the world was reeling from World War II. We have a lot of competitors, and we have a lot of competitors for capital. What people are really saying when they say 70% is they're saying the government will allocate this money better than the private sector. Because where is this money going to go if the people keep it? They put it in investment and expanding the economy. Where is it going to go, if it goes down to the federal government?
I just wish that both parties were more creative coming up with ways to address the underlying spending as they are ways to take those revenues.
Yeah,
and they aren't. So Republicans who bemoan deficits and debt that piled up under Barack Obama are doing it in spades now under Donald Trump. So that's the only problem I have. I mean, if you come to the conclusion, or you're going to have to raise taxes, whatever, which is a leap, and getting to 70%, a real leap, without looking at the underlying cost of government itself and why it's going up at such a rapid rate and unsustainably.
Absolutely.
But they're not doing that.
Absolutely. And of course, entitlements are the biggest part of that spending that's not even touched by budgets every year. Look, the other thing I think we need to talk about, what does it help a person who's poor or working class to take money from the wealthy? What they really need, and I think this is something Republicans should look at, is what are the things holding people back? And a lot of times it's an excess of government, requiring licenses to do things like hair braiding. We should be encouraging people in a lot of other jobs and opportunity and expanding the economy that are not necessarily mean getting a job at Google. There are a lot of other ways to make money, and there are a lot of obstacles for people like that. It's very hard to run a small business if you're a tradesman. I think there's a lot of things we can do to create more opportunity for people to rise up the ladder.
Yeah, we'll watch it, but we certainly have a certain tenor and tone out of the presidential candidates and the rising Democratic Party stars to know where their chips are falling. Bill McGurn, thank you.